I can fly. Oh, as I learned I can fall. Oh, I learned I can fly. Oh, as I learned I can fall. Oh, I learned I can fly. As I learned I can fall. Oh, oh, so far, so far. I don't wanna fall. So far, so far, so far. I don't wanna fall. So far. Oh, I am coming down like the sun into the water now. Oh, I am coming down like a dove into a world of shells. Oh, I'm coming down like a dove. Oh, like a dove. Oh, I'm coming down like a dove. Oh, like a dove.
Please join me in welcoming Reverend Allie Benjamin.
Well, good morning. That wasn't very loud and welcoming. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, I feel very welcome here. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm going to remember to keep my mic here so Raj is happy with me. We're good? Good. Wow, fear of intimacy. Well, my talk has nothing to do with that at all. It has everything to do with having a deep and intimate experience of your soul, of your heart. And I think that's really what they intended with that theme, is to focus on having a real, intimate relationship with your God. And so my talk today is Be Your Own Medicine. You're the one you've been waiting for. And my focus is going to be on unity. And we did a prayer before we started, some of the leadership council, and they very graciously included my husband Michael and I to join them. And within that prayer, I heard the word unity. And so I always take those kinds of coincidences as signs that I'm on the right track. So before I get going on my talk, I want to share a little bit of an experience I had last week. I just got back from the affiliated New Thought Network conference, the 25th annual conference, and it's an organization that I've been affiliated with for over 20 years, and we met at Unity Village. And it's always been on my bucket list, not that I've always had a bucket list, it's always been on my wish list to go to Unity Village in Missouri. It is the headquarters of the Unity organization, and it is a beautiful campus. Has anyone been to Unity Village? A couple of people? It's just the most fabulous place to hold a conference and to connect with the deep roots that go back. You know, we're, as Science of Mind, as an organization that has its roots in the science of mind and the teachings of Dr. Ernest Holmes, it parallels with the movement of unity, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore. And so whilst we were there, we got invited to go to the Silent Unity. It is a building on campus where they have been holding a prayer vigil for over 123 years. And this prayer vigil is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. there are individuals praying nonstop around the clock, and they get over 1 million phone calls every year and prayer requests from all sorts of organizations, other churches from around the world. It is an open, all-inclusive space to pray, and we prayed in the vigil for half an hour. We were invited in as prayer partners. And so just know that I included this center within those prayers. And my prayers for you, for this center, for this organization, are for peace and love and abundance and prosperity and freedom and love and more love and more love. So just know that you are in that wonderful prayer that is continuously being broadcast through Silent Unity. So my talk today, before I talk today, I'd like to sort of ground us in a little meditation. And I took this meditation from a new book that new to me. Christian Sorensen has written a book called something from the mountaintop. I don't have the name of it. And so I thought I would share this with you. So if you will, close your eyes as we enter into this space of unity, as we tune in to our connectedness to all that is, this one life. And I invite you to take a deep community breath as we allow these words to wash through this sacred sanctuary and beyond the walls. The world sang the day you were born. You arrived upon a star that glimmered brightly, hovering in the sky after your arrival. Your birth, upon your birth, you were marked for significance. For the gifts you bring is what the world hungers for. You were born with a flutter of joy in your heart and a twinkle in your eyes. You bound into your existence with a skip in your step. Your connection with the infinite was unwavering as you were born into greatness. You have been anointed with an important mission, and you are here to fill that mission. And you are so worthy. You are so loved. Take a deep breath into that now. And as you exhale, release any thoughts that don't align with that truth. Take a deep breath into love, and exhaling love, and gently open your eyes. You were born for greatness. You were born for greatness. Each of us were born for greatness. Each of us are here on this wonderful, magical mystery tour, this ride, here to express ourselves as only we can, as unique, individualized expressions of the one light, the one love, the one life. Each of us equipped with the power and the presence, all the know-how, all the technology, everything we need is within us. And we have so many tools, a deep reservoir of love and a deep knowing about how to be who we are. So we tap into that. We unify with that. And each of us have this same mission, to be here on earth, to share our gifts abundantly. And so I want to talk today about how to tune in to who we really are so that we can discover our own medicine, our own way of being, our own gift that we're here to give to the world. So that we're truly in alignment with who we are and what we're here to do, and to share it with individuals that maybe we're close to, our family, maybe in our workspaces, and beyond. So I'm going to use the word unity, the acronym, and some wisdom from our beloved Dr. Ernest Holmes to help us to tune into our own innate wisdom and our own innate power. So someone said, well, what is medicine? What are you on about? What do you mean by be your own medicine? And I'll explain more of this in my workshop this afternoon, as we're going to be working with the animal medicine cards. I don't know if you know what those are. But in the Native American tradition, they consider animals as holding particular wisdom. And they call this particular wisdom medicine. And so each animal is assigned a particular medicine. So deer, the animal deer, represents gentleness. Heron represents beyond illusion. So each animal has a wisdom, a medicine to carry. And I believe that us as individuals each have our medicine. We have wisdom to carry and to share with others, with our friends and families, so that we can support them and help them in feeling loved and welcomed. So you carry medicine. Medicine is anything that brings personal power, strength, and understanding. Medicine is beliefs, mindsets, and attitudes that cause a sense of joy, love, wholeness, creativity, abundance, and most important, freedom. But love is the ultimate medicine. So, to tune into that, we're going to look at the word unity. And Ernest Holmes says, unity is the oneness of God and man, the union of parts, a result of many drawn together into one perfect, harmonious whole, oneness. So the first letter of unity, U, I'd like to explore the word understanding, because that's really the first thing that we have to look at as we're exploring how to realize our oneness and wake up to our own medicine. Charles Fillmore taught, the greatest need of the world today is an understanding of the spiritual laws governing man and the universe. When love instead of hate rules between man and nations, war will cease and prosperity prevail the world around. So Mary was up here talking about a class that she's about ready to teach. And here, what I love about our movement, our New Thought movement, the Science of Mind movement, is that we teach each individual the spiritual laws, the principles and practices that help us have a deeper, more rich and meaningful experience of life. And so these teachings through the Science of Mind are really focused for the individual. And it's, I'm sure all of you in this room that have been coming around for some time have a sense of this, that these teachings that are shared here every Sunday and throughout the week are really for you as an individual to take on and to learn and to develop and expand your consciousness so that you can have a greater impact not only in your own life but make a bigger ripple out effect in the collective consciousness. So it's very important that we have an understanding that it's our responsibility to have a deep understanding of these wonderful laws. Ernest Holmes says, some suffer, some are happy, some unhappy, according to the way they contact life. No one judges us but ourselves. No one gives to us but ourselves. No one robs us but ourselves. Fear will never enter the mind which is at peace with itself. And I think that's what these teachings impart, a sense of peace within ourselves and within life in general. When we make mistakes, we suffer the consequences. When, by reason of enlightenment and understanding, we correct such mistakes, we no longer suffer from them. Understanding alone constitutes true salvation, either here or hereafter. So, we have to develop an understanding that we have a certain responsibility to wake up to who we really are, to have an understanding that we have an ability to focus on what we want to focus on, to think thoughts that align with what it is that we want, to speak words that align with what we want. Most importantly, it's good to understand that identifying what we want is probably the primary gift we can give ourselves. I work with lots of people, and they come to me for coaching and counseling, or take a class or a workshop with me. And one of the first things I ask is, well, what is it that you want? And I would say 75% of the time people don't know what they want. So I want you to start thinking about this today, and maybe this is your homework for the week, to understand what it is you truly want. If you're the creator of your own life, then it's your responsibility to identify what you truly want, and then have the understanding that the thoughts that you think affect you getting to experience what you want. So the thoughts that you think should align with that which you want. That's why we teach positive affirmations, prayers that state the affirmative, that state what it is we want. In our prayers is a strong declaration of what it is we want. We keep our mind and we keep our heart aligned with what we want. So we think in a certain way. We act in a certain way that aligns with what it is we want. This understanding is key to waking up to our oneness. Am I making sense? Yeah. Is that good to know? Yeah. Because you, me, we are the thinkers that think the thoughts that create the things. We've been doing it ever since we were born. You are the thinker that thinks the thoughts that create your life. So having that understanding is key. And when we get that, when we truly get that, we begin to master our minds and have a mastery over what we experience as our lives. Then all of our decisions are easy, because we can say, well, does this decision that I'm about to make align with what it is I truly want? And I don't mean the new car or Prince or Princess Charming. I mean the life that we want, the experience we want, the rich, deep, meaningful relationships that we want with our family. Being so in love with what we do in the world that we're truly living our vocation, that we're living our passion, that we're living our dreams. And I'm going to go really deep into this in our workshop this afternoon, helping you to really get clear with what you want so that you can create a really clear mental equivalent, so it's easy for you to think thoughts, to speak words, and take actions that align perfectly with who you're becoming, so that you're always on the green growing edge of your own becoming. You're always in alignment with your own unity and the unity of all that is. The next word, another Ernest Holmes quote. I love Ernest Holmes, by the way. Anyone else like Ernest Holmes? Yeah. All nature conspires to produce and manifest the freedom of the individual, that it may unloose its own energy. That was another of my you words from Ernest. Unloose. We get to unloose our energy So I must go on because I get on a tangent sometimes, and then you won't get to hear the N and the I and the T and the Y. So must move on. So my N word is new order. It's 2 words, but I found it in the glossary of the Science of Mind textbook. And Dr. Ernest Holmes says, we are surrounded by a power which can and will cast out all fear from our minds, free us from all bondage, and set us safe and satisfied in a new order of living. Yes, yes! Oh my God, that's such good news, isn't it? That we're not stuck in some static little box, some life that we don't like, that we can actually start to think thoughts and speak words and take actions and experience a whole new order of living, a whole new life. Whenever I give a talk like this, it's like, I love this philosophy, this faith, and this way of life. Thank God I found it. It was, almost 30 years ago. I was in my 20s, and I walked through doors much like these into a sanctuary very like this, and felt immediately at home with a group of people that look exactly like you. We have within us a power that is greater than anything we shall ever contact in the outer, a power that can overcome every obstacle in our life and set us safe, satisfied and at peace, healed and prosperous in a new light and a new life. Thank you, Ernest. He says, when we express a greater livingness, then life is more completely expressing itself through us. My God, every time I read The Science of Mind, I want to read it all over again. And I always underline it with one of those colored underliner things. And I change the color each time I do it. So now my book is got yellows and reds and pinks and blues, and almost everything is highlighted in there because it all seems brand new and so relevant. I mean, who would think that a book that was written in the 20s, in the 1920s, would be so relevant to our everyday living today? What a gift. Dr. Ernest Holmes says, the best life can be yours when you release the creative power of your mind, when you attune your thoughts to the creative force that helps you redesign your life. So that just takes me to the next word, which is identity. Identity. You know, we have to remember within this whole waking up to oneness, waking up to our unity, that we are individualized co-creators in God, as God. Someone said at the conference I just got back from, you know, I've been exploring this. I'm not one in God, I'm one of God. And I like that. I like to think of myself as so powerful that I have within me everything that I need to be able to co-create with these wonderful laws, with the mysterious, invisible side of life, into this substance that's always taking the impress of my thought and becoming mysteriously, magically, the universe reorganizes itself to mirror back to me what I'm thinking. Oh my God, that's wonderful. So when I remember who I am, my true spiritual identity, then I wake up to this unified field. Then I consciously, intentionally activate this living, breathing intelligence, this matrix that I'm surrounded by, that is always on and never off and always listening. So again, very, very careful about what I say into this field, because it's always listening and always responding. Have you noticed that? And you can look at your life, and if you want to see how you're doing, how your words create, you just look out at your life, look out at your family, your circle of friends, what you do, and everything that shows up in your life as your life, and you know that that is a reflection of your current consciousness. So if you don't like that, the good news is you can change your thinking and change your life. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah. It's so simple and so easy. Is it easy? not so easy, but that's why we come every Sunday to remind ourselves. That's why I've kept coming back for almost 30 years. I need constant reminding of my true identity. Whizzing right along, we've got 2 more minutes. So my next word is to represent the T in unity, and that is today. And I think that Eckhart Tolle was channeling Ernest Holmes when he wrote The Power of Now, because Ernest Holmes says, have no fear of tomorrow, enjoy today, refuse to carry the corpse, I don't like that word, the corpse of a mistaken yesterday. What untold misery is suffered through the burdens imposed upon our yesterdays, the bitter prospects of our tomorrows. The good news, the good of the present day is too often sandwiched between these 2 impossible situations. The day in which we live is sufficient. We are to live today as though God were in its heaven, while all is well with our souls. So we're to live today. He says there are no mistakes. None have never been made, and none ever will be made. Nothing ever happened in the past to hinder or hurt. There is no past, and I know and I see that there is no belief in any past to rise against me. I live in the now, free from any yesterdays or tomorrows. Now I am happy, free, and complete. So another aspect to establishing unity consciousness or oneness is to stay fully present in the now moment. And then to finish it up is why. Yield. Well, there are lots of yes words. Why words that I love. Yield, you, yes. Ernest Holmes said, we would yield to the truth if we were sure of our spiritual identity. So once we have complete faith and trust in who we are, we have complete understanding of the amazing power, the medicine that we have within us to co-create our world through thinking, through speaking, through acting. And as we yield to that, as we say yes to that power that's within us that's seeking to come forth, the ideas and desires that come to our minds as we tune in to what we really want, and we know that an idea that comes to our mind is really coming through our heart, an idea that comes to our heart is really God seeking to express itself by means of us. So we yield to that idea, that divine idea of God expressing itself through us, and we say yes. We activate an energy that says yes to that which is seeking to come forth. Do you see what I'm talking about? We have a responsibility here, each of us, in these times of turmoil and strife, not to be out there pointing about what's wrong and what's missing and what's going to hell in a handbasket, but what we can do about it by waking up to unity, our oneness, who we are, and our God-given powers of co-creativity so that we can create a better world for ourselves, for our children, for our grandchildren, and for everyone else. So may you live in unity, may you wake up to your oneness, and may you experience a life that is beyond your wildest dreams, because everything is possible. You're the one that you've been waiting for. Thank you so much. So I would like to invite our beautiful practitioners to stand up and encircle this space. You know, these people have been studying, they studied for years to grow the consciousness that is required to see beyond the illusion of separation, to have a true understanding of unity consciousness. So I honor and bless each of you, especially my husband, he's just graduated from Emerson Theological Institute, thank you very much, with his practitioner license. So thank you. And thank each of you. And Rick, I know that you're a practitioner and your ministry is your music, and you bless us. Even though I'm not here, I'm in spirit. You bless us every time you are here on this stage. Thank you so much. So let us pray. Our prayers here in the Science of Mind philosophy are an activation. So we're doing this activation within ourselves. So I'm going to speak in the first person and really feel these words if you align with them for yourself. Oh my God. Oh my God, I feel you in me, as me, speaking me, breathing me into expression right now. What a holy experience I'm having. Oh my God, I am awakened to the truth of who I really am. I have an understanding of my true identity, of a whole new order of living. Oh my God, I live fully present in today, in this now moment, knowing that the now moment is the only point of creation. So I stay focused as I think in a certain way, speak in a certain way, act in a certain way. Oh my God, I am so supported by this understanding, and I yield to it. I say yes to it. I know that each individual that is in this room, each being here is blessed, that their vision, their purpose is becoming clear, their medicine, that which they carry, their gifts to bring and to give and to share with the world are becoming evident, more and more evident even now. How blessed are we to be in a community that nurtures co-creativity, newness, healing, wholeness, grace, beauty, oneness. How blessed are we to be in this abundant, prosperous center, the Center for Spiritual Living, Salt Lake. How blessed are we to be spiritually fed every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. How blessed are our children that they are learning how powerful they are through these very important teachings. How blessed are we that we are taking forth this message. So I simply speak a word of blessing on all churches, all synagogues, all mosques, all temples, all places of worship this morning as they come together to know God, to experience love. I speak a word of blessing to all the directions, to the north, to the south, to the west, to the east, to above, below, and within, through all the past and through all the future and all eternity and into the only moment of the now. I am so in love with my life, so in love with all there is. So I say thank you. I say thank you for that which is seeking to express itself right here and now. Thank you for the good that is unfolding by means of us today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And please join me with, and so it is.